Speculation of trades around NBA superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo have been in talks, with a lot of belief that he might be on another team next season. Well, I did a little experiment / simulation here on NBA2K21, placing him on every single NBA team for a season to see how they would do with him on it. So I got a pen and paper, and at the end of the video, we're tallying up the result of every team in the scenario that he was on, saying he did not make the playoffs, he lost in the second round, he didn't win the championship, to see how the teams would do. Now guys, this is a little different. Usually I do live game simulations, and Thursdays another live simulation, but today we're just going to sit back and relax and enjoy this one. So let's get right into it. We're going to start this simulation out with Giannis and San Antonio joining DeRozan and Aldridge. And guys, there's no particular order. We're just going to go through every single team. We will simulate to the end of the regular season, check the standings and the stats, and then continue on to the playoffs if they made it. So Giannis Antetokounmpo ended up with 23 points, followed behind DeRozan's 20. Giannis lands the 3 seed with San Antonio in the West. And we're going to get to the playoffs. No live games for this video. The next one will be live games, but this video is going to take forever. So let's see what happens here in the first round against the Pelicans. Let's see if they can make it past. And while the Spurs up 3-1, looking to close it out. And the Spurs get it done in 6 against the Pelicans. And now on to the Lakers. This is going to be a tough task for Giannis Antetokounmpo against LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And they go down in the semifinals in 5 games. So we're going to do this for every team. Now, I'm curious to see how many teams Giannis wins a championship with, or maybe not even win. I mean, I'm sure he's going to. We're going to have to keep the simulation going. On to the next one. Now, a lot of people actually think Giannis Antetokounmpo will go to Miami if they lose the series. He's a 97 overall, joining Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. So this is test number 2 with the Miami Heat. As always, simulate to the end of the regular season. And what a year for Giannis Antetokounmpo. 30 points, 18 points for Butler. But it's the team effort, the number 1 seed in the East, 59-23. On to the playoffs. Let's see how far this Miami Heat team can make it. Going against Atlanta in the first round. This is the East, so I mean, it's not as difficult as the West. Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Miami Heat up 2-1, 3-1, and can they close it out? Yes, they do. Now we're going against the Brooklyn Nets in the semifinals. This is where Giannis Antetokounmpo fell for San Antonio. Can he get past the Nets? And look at this. Brooklyn, Miami goes to 7, and Giannis wins Game 7. And now on to the Celtics, and the Heat are going to the finals against the Lakers. Can he win a championship for Miami? It's 2-2, 3-2, Game 7, and the Lakers knock him off. The Lakers are the Giannis killer, so the Miami Heat with Giannis go to the NBA Finals, but they lose. Test 3, Charlotte Hornets out in the East. Let's see if we can carry this team, joining Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. A little bit of a chill one for today. Let me know if you want me to do more videos like this, maybe another player. Anyways, as we simulate to the end of the regular season, Giannis with 26 points, Devontae Graham 16. And the Hornets in the East, let's see if they made it. They were the number 6 seed. So Giannis took his Hornets team to the postseason, but can he get it done? Losing the finals with the Miami Heat. Let's see if he gets farther. And they go against the Raptors in the first round. Without Kawhi Leonard, can Giannis move past Toronto? It's 3-2. We're going to Game 7, and the Hornets knock off Toronto in 7. On to the Hawks in the semis, and this should be fairly easy. They're down 3-1, and they end up losing the series in 6 games to Atlanta. Unbelievable. I'm just curious on how Atlanta, oh my goodness, Atlanta's in the NBA Finals. Like, I'm just watching this. Okay, please don't tell me they won. Okay, the Mavericks won. Anyways, on to test 4. 4 teams have had Giannis Antetokounmpo. None have won a ring. The Miami Heat were the closest team. And now we put him on the 76ers. So Philadelphia. Let's see how you guys do with him. Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. Joining Giannis could be very interesting. And so Giannis finishes the year 26 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 assists per game. Sixers the number 1 seed in the East. 56 wins, 26 losses. And now they will embark on their playoff journey. Going against the Orlando Magic in the first round. Let's see how Giannis does with the 76ers. Already up 1-0, 2-0. 2-1, 2-2. Please don't tell me they're losing the first. 3-2, and they beat him in 6. On to the Brooklyn Nets. Tough task against KD and Kyrie. Let's simulate this round here on NBA 2K21. And you gotta love how the My League on NBA 2K21 is the exact same as NBA 2K20. No changes. Come on, Ronnie. And look at this. They beat the Nets in 6. On to the conference finals, and they sweep the Celtics. This is their chance. Going against the Lakers. He had trouble before. 3-1, 3-2. And Giannis wins the championship with the 76ers. So that's the first team he won with. I mean, hey, Giannis, if you're watching this video, might as well thank Philly, but let's get on to the next test. Now, Giannis in Chicago, and all I'm saying is I'm about to say Giannis Antetokounmpo a billion times today, so let's get used to it. Somebody can even make a word count down below. I have no idea how many times I'm going to say it. Let's send it to the end of the regular season in Chicago. Zach LaVine, the number one scorer, 28 points. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 24 with 12 rebounds. And the Bulls end up making the playoffs as a 6th seed. And let's see what they can do. They go against the Brooklyn Nets in the first round. And in my opinion, the Brooklyn Nets, next year in the NBA playoffs, have a chance to win the championship. I mean, that's probably an easy guess. Like, why am I saying that? People down below are probably like, obviously. If they can stay healthy and they go to 7, Chicago's going to the second round. Going against the 76ers with Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, and they get it done. They're going all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals just to lose in 5 games. The Celtics beat them 4-1. And Boston, they're tough in this 2K21. Let me tell you, so are the Los Angeles Lakers, as the Celtics end up winning this championship, but Chicago doesn't work. Putting Giannis on Los Angeles is just not fair. Look at this. Kawhi, Paul George, and Antetokounmpo. This team might break some records. Let's move to the end of the regular season. An unbelievable 3 20-point scores, including Giannis. And let's see the records. And yes, they did break the record. Look at that. Boys, low-key, I'm a magician. Like, low-key, though. I'm not gonna lie. And now let's see what the Clippers can do. I mean, they went 75-7. They gotta win the championship. Going against the Denver Nuggets in the first round, 2-1, 3-1, and it looks like they're gonna beat them in 5 games. And on to the Dallas Mavericks in the conference semis. Giannis down 2-0. It's 2-1, 3-1, 3-2. No way. They just went 75-7 just to lose to the Mavericks. Sacramento, what do you got? De'Aaron Fox, Bagley III, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. They're going to be in the West. It's not going to be easy. As we've seen, the Clippers couldn't even win with them, going 75-7. But in Sacramento, Giannis averages 21. And the Kings slip into the playoffs of a 7 seed. Gotta give Giannis credit, taking the Sacramento squad all the way to the playoffs. But they do play Los Angeles in the first round. It's going to be tough. 2-1 Sacramento leads. It's 2-2 now. 3-2. And it goes to 7, and the Kings beat the Lakers. And now on to the Warriors in the semis. No easy series here in the West. And the Kings are going to the conference finals. This is unbelievable. There's no way. And no way the Clippers are going to knock them off out of all the teams. So Sacramento honestly surprised me going all the way to the Western Conference Finals. However, they did not win. Number 8, Cleveland Cavaliers. This is going to be tough to carry. Andre Drummond, Kevin Love, Colin Sexton, a team that did not even make the bubble. Let's see if they can make the playoffs here with Giannis. End of the regular season, Antetokounmpo with 27 points, Sexton with 19, Kevin Love averaged 15 points, Drummond put in 15 as well. And on the East, the Cavaliers, the number 1 seed, unbelievable. Cleveland hasn't seen that number 1 seed since LeBron. I'm not even sure if LeBron even took them to the number 1 seed. I actually don't think he did. Anyways, the number 1 seed against the Miami Heat in the first round, no way. And they're eliminated just like that. I was just getting ready. Bye-bye, Cleveland. Detroit is test number 9, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, 8 attempts, went to the playoffs every time, has only won once, and that was with the 76ers. Let's see how he does with the Pistons. End of the regular season, 25 points. Rose pitched in with 21, Griffin with 18, and the Pistons are the only team so far that did not make the playoffs, 32-50, and there's no playoffs. Giannis didn't make it. Now, I don't know if this is a joke or anything, but a lot of people have been saying Giannis might go to Golden State. Well, we put him on with Curry, Thompson, and Draymond Green. Obviously, if there's a trade, it's going to be for one of them, but in this simulation, remember, we're taking every team and putting Giannis on it. Curry with 28, Giannis with 25, and the Warriors, of course, the number 1 seed in the West with 60 wins and 22 losses. Can this be the second team to win a championship? They have a good chance right now going against the Timberwolves in the first round, 2-1, 3-1, and on the semifinals against the Los Angeles Lakers. And Giannis Antetokounmpo has had trouble with this so far in the simulation, the Lakers. And look at that, a sweep all the way in the Western Conference semifinals against the Denver Nuggets. 2-0, 3-0, and a sweep on the 76ers. Here we go. Can Giannis win again? And he got his 2nd ring so far with the 76ers, and this time with Golden State. Oklahoma, I mean, give the Thunder credit in real life. For going to 7 with the Houston Rockets, Chris Paul, I mean, Dort had an amazing Game 7. They just couldn't finish it. It would have been crazy to see them move on. Anyways, end the regular season in OKC. Giannis with 26 points. And the Oklahoma City Thunder with a 2 seed out in the West. Let's see how they roll in the playoffs. First round against the Pelicans. 1-0 New Orleans. Tied about 1. 2-1 OKC. And it might look like a 5-game series, and yes, it is on the semifinals against the Dallas Mavericks, and the Thunder move on 3-0 in a sweep, and they're going to play the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals. This is going to be tough. Let's see if Giannis can do it. And a sweep again. How about the Thunder against the Toronto Raptors now? And they win in 5 games. What a run in the playoffs. So 3 of the 11 teams to win, and OKC is a part of it. Now, there's some weird beef with Indiana fans in this channel. They always comment down below, and I say it all the time, that they never win a playoff simulation. There are a couple teams that haven't won, and let's see if they can do it here. 24 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo on the Pacers. Oladipo pitched in 15. Indiana goes number 2, fall behind the Raptors. They got Orlando in the first round. Let's simulate this playoffs. So 12 have tried at this point. Only 3 have prevailed. Now it's the Warriors, OKC Thunder, and the 76ers as they sweep their way on to the conference semifinals, awaiting the Brooklyn Nets here. This is going to be a tough one. They're up 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, 3-2. No way they blow this. And they win Game 7. And on to the Eastern Conference Finals. They're down 3-1, 3-2, and they lose in 6 games to the Celtics. So Indiana went all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, but they will get eliminated. Here we go. Giannis on Brooklyn. Joining Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Dinwiddie. This team is stacked. But remember, we saw teams get stacked like the Clippers, and they still lost. So it takes a lot to win a championship. Giannis with 25 points. The Nets, 65-17. But remember, record does not matter in this simulation. It's the playoffs what matters. And right now against the Milwaukee Bucks, his former team, the first time Giannis has faced it in the playoffs so far in the simulation. And in 5 games, Brooklyn will move on with Kevin Durant and on to the Miami Heat. This is going to be a tough series. 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, and they move on in 5 now against the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. And it goes to 6. Brooklyn goes on to the finals against the Dallas Mavericks. Can this be the 4th team? 3-1, and yes, Giannis wins in Brooklyn, bringing it to a total of 4 teams he has won with. I think we're on test number 14. Good weather and Disney World. I mean, you're in Orlando. Let's see if you can get it done. 97 overall once again. Giannis Antetokounmpo is similar to the end of the regular season. So 30 points a game in Orlando. I'm pretty sure this is the 2nd highest total points per game in the simulation. Miami number 1. But Giannis takes the Magic to the number 1 seed in the East. They go against the Heat in the first round. I mean, remember the Cavaliers, the number 1 seed, and they lost in the first round. I'm pretty sure it was Miami knocking it off. And Orlando goes to 6, goes to 7. And they move on. They avoid the first round upsets. On to the Celtics in the conference semis. 2-2, 3-2. Game 7. Orlando's eliminated. Utah's test number 15. Only 4 winners so far, halfway through it. Joining Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. I mean, this team has a great chance at winning a championship here in Utah as he averaged 25 points. Mitchell also with 25 points. Bogdanovic 15. The Jazz are number 3 seed in the West. They got a tough task of Houston in the first round. And let's simulate this playoffs. 1-0 Houston. Tied 1-1. 2-1 Utah. Now at 2-2. Utah down 3-2. And they lose in 6. So Utah needs to be blown up. That didn't work. Losing the first round. We're on to the Denver Nuggets. And again, another good shot at winning. He's on a team with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. As the end of the regular season is up, Giannis with 24 points, Murray with 22, Jokic with 20, and 61 wins for Denver. Let's see if they can make the NBA Finals and potentially win it. This is their chance right now, going against the Warriors in the first round, a team Giannis has won on. 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, down 3-1, and they're coming back, and they got it. Beat the Warriors in 7 games, on to the Mavericks in the conference semis. This goes to 6, and they move on to the Lakers. Winner goes to the championship. Can Denver get it done? And they sweep them. And here we go. To get his ring, he has to take care of Toronto. It's 2-1, 2-2, 3-2 Denver, and they win this series in 6. After almost losing the first round, Giannis ends up winning with Denver. In Phoenix, Arizona, test number 17 with the Suns. And honestly, they do have a good chance in Phoenix to win a championship. Not a bad roster. Remember, the Suns just missed out of the playoffs in real life. Booker with 27, Giannis with 22, and the Suns end up making the playoffs as a 6 seed. So they do make the playoffs, unlike the Pistons. And here we go in the first round against the Lakers, a tough task ahead of them. 1-0, 2-0, they're down. 2-1, can they come back? 2-2, 3-2 Los Angeles. Game 7, and they move on to play the Mavericks in the semifinals. How about the Suns? 2-2 now in this series. Game 7 again. Phoenix is going all the way to the Western Conference Finals against the Clippers. What a miracle run this has been. And it falls short to the Clippers in 6 games. But how about Giannis and Phoenix going all the way to the conference semifinals? Wait, hold on. Is that Cleveland in the NBA Finals? I feel like I've said this so many times, but Giannis in Portland, there's a chance to win it as well. So many Western Conference teams have chances to win it. And let's see if he can do it in Portland, joining Damian Lillard with 32 points, Giannis with 26, Blazers 60-22, number 1 seed in the West. Let's see how they do. But on this simulation, we've seen a lot of number 1 seeds Giannis has been on end up losing, and now down 2-1 against Utah Jazz. Game 6, down 3-2. Game 7, and they move on. A lot of Game 7 wins for Giannis in this simulation. On to the second round, and the Mavericks up 3-2, and they eliminate them in 6. Toronto, Giannis on the Raptors, the team that he lost to last year in the NBA postseason, joining a great squad, a very high percentage chance to win this one. 24 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo at the end of the year. Siakam with 18. Number 1 seed in the East, as expected, 59 wins. Going against Miami in the first round. And why is Miami always the 8th seed? I mean, they can win these series as Toronto up 3-0, 3-1, 3-2. Oh my goodness, I thought they almost lost that. They end up moving on to play the Nets in the second round. Conference semifinals action. 2-2, 3-2, and down goes Toronto with Giannis. Unbelievable. Test number 20 with my favorite team. If you guys don't know, I'm from Pittsburgh, but I love the Celtics. We don't have an NBA team. Grew up a Celtics fan, and let's see how we can do in Boston. So Giannis with 23 points, Tatum with 20, Walker with 20. And in real life, I witnessed Game 5 today. The Celtics on a roll. Sorry, Toronto. But anyways, 69-13 in the East. So this might be number 2 to the best records we've seen on the simulation. The Clippers were number 1, but they ended up losing the second round. And here come the Celtics up 2-1 against Chicago. 4-1, they move on to play the Brooklyn Nets in the second round. Let's see if they can get it done. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, and a sweep on to the Eastern Conference Finals to play the Orlando Magic. This is not going to be that hard as they sweep their way on to the finals to play the Clippers. Here we go. 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, and in 6. Giannis wins his 6th championship out of the 20 teams, and he wins it with the Celtics. Memphis, one of those curious teams to see how Giannis Antetokounmpo does on, joining Ja Morant, Rookie of the Year, and well-deserved. Now, he got 1 vote for not Rookie of the Year, and I couldn't believe that. So here we go. 24 points for Giannis, 21 for Ja Morant. And on to the playoffs, the Grizzlies go 45-37. They are the number 5 seed, so Giannis is accustomed to 1 seed, 2 seed, 3 seed. But in this one, the Grizzlies are the 5 seed, going against the Warriors in the first round. It's 2-2, 3-2, and they're eliminated in the first by Golden State. I don't know if this is true or if it's my brother being a delusional Mavericks fan saying that the Dallas Mavericks can land Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, maybe they could. My brother's been saying the Mavericks could get Giannis, LeBron, AD. I'm not having none of that. But anyways, 66-16 on Dallas and the number 1 seed. Let's see if they can get it done. Going against the Timberwolves in the first round. 2-0. How about Minnesota going to the playoffs? We haven't seen them a lot in this simulation. And in 5 games, Dallas moves on to play the Lakers in the second round. This is going to be tough. Up 2-0, 2-1, 2-2. In 4 games in a row, Los Angeles eliminates Dallas. Can Giannis win with James Harden and Russell Westbrook? Remember, James Harden and Giannis are not the best of friends. So let's see how they do in Houston. Similar to the end of the regular season, 29 points for Harden, 24 for Giannis. And then the number 2 seed in the West, 57-25, followed behind the Lakers. Go against OKC in the first round. Now let's see how the Rockets do. Up 2-0 against the Thunder. 2-1, 2-2, 3-2. Game 7, and they move on. Another Game 7 win for Giannis. The second round against the Mavericks. And in 5 games, Dallas eliminates Houston. Super team out in the West: LeBron James, Giannis, and Anthony Davis. How can this team do in the West? I mean, you've seen the Clippers go down. I keep bringing them up. I don't mean to do that. Sorry, Clippers fans. Anyways, 31 points for LeBron, 27 for Giannis. And the number 1 seed, 69-13, ties his second best record on the simulation, followed by the Clippers and the Celtics. First round against the Denver Nuggets. Can he win his 7th championship? 24 attempts, only has won 6. First round, wins it in 5 against Denver. On to play the Warriors, who come off a Game 7 win against Portland. Second round, 3-0 and a sweep. All the way to play the Clippers, their rivals in the conference finals. Can they get it done? 2-0, 3-0, and a sweep to play the Celtics. Can LeBron win with Giannis? And they got it in a sweep. Giannis gets his 7th championship. Is it finally time for the Knicks to make the playoffs? Giannis joins Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, Elfrid Payton, and so on. Let's see how they do in the East. Similar to the end of the season, 29 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists for Giannis. And the Knicks make the playoffs. They are the 7th seed, 40-22, but they did make it. I'm hoping a team does not make the playoffs so they could join Detroit, because that's a terrible thing. Like, the only team in the simulation that has not made the playoffs. So 2-2, how about this? Can the Knicks win? Oh, they lose in 7. Test 26, joining Karl-Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell. A lot of potential here to make the playoffs and even advance far, but similar to the end of the regular season. Russell with 28, Giannis with 24, Towns with 21, so 3 20-point scorers, and history tells us in the simulation, 20-point scorers equal championships. Timberwolves the 6th seed, go against Portland in the first round. They are the lower seed. Let's see if they can get it done, or I mean the higher seed. 4-1, they beat the Blazers on the Dallas Mavericks in the conference semifinals. A lot of teams struggle with Dallas in this simulation. Giannis, let's see if he can get past them. 2-2, 3-2, Game 7, and they move on to the Western Conference Finals. How about Minnesota? A little miracle run right now, and they go to 7. They're all the way in the championship. What a run this is. 2-2, 3-2, Game 7. Oh my goodness. What a run it comes to an end. With a healthy John Wall and Bradley Beal, can the Giannis Antetokounmpo team in Washington? Yes, I'm saying Giannis' team because this is his team. Any team that he goes to is basically his squad, unless you're the Lakers. As Bradley Beal with 24, Giannis with 22. In the Wizards, 51-31 in the East is looking good in this simulation. Let me tell you that. However, as the 5 seed, they go against the Raptors in the first round. A tough task, down 2-0, down 3-0, and they get swept. With 2 teams left, it's now the Pelicans' chance. Giannis has only won 7 championships out of 27 or 28 attempts. Let's see if he can do it for New Orleans. 28 points for Giannis with 26. Williamson with 21. And the Pelicans go 50-32 in the West, making the postseason as number 4 seed, going into the Rockets in the first round. So some teams have some miracle runs here, as we've seen the Timberwolves, the Suns, and now the Pelicans looking to make one. They win the series, they're on to the conference semifinals against the Lakers. This is going to be a tough task. Lakers number 1 seed. They just got done sweeping the Warriors. And look at this. On the Western Conference Finals against the Dallas Mavericks. Can New Orleans do it? Up 3-1, and they're on the finals against the Celtics, down 2-0. Tie up at 2. 3-2. And they win. New Orleans is the 8th team to win. And they were an underdog. What a run. Last team is the Atlanta Hawks. Let's see if we can get it done. Remember, the East is not as crazy as the West, so anything is possible. Joining Trae Young, similar to the end of the regular season. Let's see how Atlanta does in the East with Giannis Antetokounmpo. 35 points for Trae Young and 26 for Giannis. Wow. And 64 wins from the Hawks. Unbelievable. Number 1 seed against the Miami Heat. Can they win a championship? Can this be Giannis' 9th? Here we go. Similar in the first round. Up 2-0. 3-0, 3-1, and they move on to conference semifinals to play the Boston Celtics. And here we go. This is a big series right now. 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, Game 7, and the Hawks are eliminated. What a video. Thank you guys so much if you stayed around and watched the whole thing. Out of the 29 teams, Giannis has won 8. They were with the Boston Celtics, the Brooklyn Nets, the Denver Nuggets, Warriors, Lakers, Pelicans, 76ers, and the Thunder. So the only team that did not make the playoffs with Giannis on it was the Detroit Pistons. That's actually crazy to me. So you guys can look at this, see your team, see where you finish. Again, thank you guys so much for all your support. I'm going to read every comment. It's your boy Halftime Productions. I love you guys. I'll see you Thursday for another simulation with live games, and we out, bro.